Bonds hits one high. Hits it deep. It is out of here. 7:56. Bonds stands alone.
17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead.
Washington outside left. Roethlisberger has time. Throws to the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Holmes.
Minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
We're sending it in, Jerome. That's for damn sure.
Yes. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Taproom Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jordan. Stacks on Stacks. Lads. Joined with my man, Swervin' Irving, Washington. Big show on deck. Monday Night Football recap. Also got some college football news to discuss, or potential news, reports, rumors, etc. Maybe some action, football action on Tuesday. But how we doing tonight, man?
Doing good. Was watching some Den of Thieves. I fucked up and took another nap, so I'm about to be up all night again.
Damn, welcome to my life. Except I don't take naps, dude. I sleep 4 hours, back up in the morning, like nothing ever happened, man. Every day.
But shit, push come to shove, I'ma do some melatonin. I probably get like 5-6 hours of sleep though.
There you go. We are being brought to you by Tavour. Make sure to go to Tavour.com or download the Tavour app straight to your mobile device and use promo code TAPROOM for $10 off your first purchase of $25 or more. That's craft beer delivered straight to your front door. You don't even have to leave your seat. What a noble, great, novel concept, man. Awesome stuff. But let's get right into it, man. Let's the elephant in the room, which is Monday Night Football. An absolute fucking beatdown. The Cardinals, this line closed, Niners -10, lane 10. This was obviously a neutral site game in Mexico City. It was close in the first half, and then everything just kind of fell apart for the Cardinals. They end up losing 38-10. Don't even get a point in the second half. I mean, to be quite frank, man, it looked like they fucking gave up, dude. And that's never a good sign if you're a head coach. I've been saying it for basically since Cliff Kingsbury got hired. Should have never been a head coach at the NFL level to begin with. And now he's got to go, dude. But what's your thoughts on first, let's talk about the game, then we'll talk about both these teams.
All right, the game, I've honestly only watched the first half because in the third quarter it started to get ugly. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, this shit is about to be all bad. But honestly, like you said, and you just sent me that play, it looked like the players have checked out. And when that happens, it's time for the coach to go. It's time for the D coordinator to go. Honestly, I would think about getting rid of the GM too.
Yeah, no, Keim should have lost his job a while ago. There's like an ongoing joke with Cardinals fans that, like, you know, he's got dirt on Michael Bidwell because, I mean, the guy's just like survived so much, dude. And like you look at his draft history, and I mean, he doesn't even really do a good job there. This year, you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, and you don't even improve the roster during the offseason. I mean, it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? So I definitely think Steve Keim should lose his job for sure. Vance Joseph, I mean, he gets a lot of praise around the league for being a good defensive coordinator. I don't see it, dude. Like, he's, in my opinion, bro, like, he literally, tonight, prime example, the Niners ran like 3 plays, and the Cardinals never adjusted at all. Slants, crosses, and outside runs off counters.
Yeah, his lack of, I just say, you know, some coaches are old school. They refuse to get with the times. And he's one of those dudes that's super set in his ways. He's stubborn. Even with the injuries that y'all still have Zaven Collins. Y'all still have
Simmons,
Simmons,
J.J. Watt.
and he's just now having those dudes in regular rotation. It took him a year and a half to have those two on the field together. So that just goes to show that he's not. Yeah, he's not it. It's time for y'all to bring in new blood, new
Dog
coaching.
shit.
Yeah, and it seems like he refuses to adjust on the fly. The only game I think he actually made adjustments and they actually paid off is when y'all was down 20-0 against the Raiders.
Yep.
And y'all had to do something different and y'all came back and won the game. But other than that, dude is just not he's not it no more. It's time to
That was a lot of Kyler just making things happen too.
Yeah, but the defense stepped up too because I don't think they didn't score the second half, didn't they?
No, they got a field goal.
Okay, they got a field goal. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's time for bring in a veteran, someone that Kyler would automatically respect, you know, would teach him the right way, not just go out there and after your 15 scripted plays or 20 is just a free for all like you playing backyard football.
Yep.
And clearly he looked up to Kingsbury, probably had respect for him in the beginning, but now dude is just basically Kyler's out there running his own show. Well, he didn't even play tonight, but basically you can see they always getting into it on the sideline. He's always telling them calm the F down, and I think he told D Hop and Cliff Kingsbury the last game they played. You can read his lips until he was telling him to shut the F up. So yeah, man, it's just Carolina. I mean, Arizona's a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah, it is. And
It's not because of the talent; it's because of the coaching.
Well, I mean, I think they lack talent deficiencies. I mean, their offensive line
Just
sucks.
the O line, just the O line. Other than that, they have talent pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah. I do think that there is some issues with Kyler. But I think that it's not fixable with Cliff Kingsbury because I agree with you. Like, I don't think he respects Cliff Kingsbury anymore. Like, I think that he's lost that respect. But Kyler does need to, like, look in the mirror because there is questions about his leadership. And, like, now it's, like, it's starting to show. Like, after all the questions, like, now it's starting to show up on the sidelines and stuff like that. So it is becoming an issue. I mean, the pipe dream is Sean Payton, but if Sean Payton has a decision, if he has a choice of like getting the Chargers job or the Cardinals job, he's probably gonna take the Chargers job. You know what I mean?
Going to the Chargers.
And my next choice would be Frank Reich. I think Frank Reich is a solid head coach.
Yeah, he got a raw deal in Indianapolis. I think he deserves another shot.
Yeah.
There's gonna be plenty of coaches available because coaches get fired every year. You always had these up and coming OCs and next man up. I don't know. Look out for D'Amico Ryans. I think he'll be a good fit in Arizona. He just got to hire a good offensive coordinator, which I'm pretty sure he will do.
Yeah,
but I think he'll be a good option too.
Yeah, D'Amico could be a good option. I don't know, man. I'm like set on those two though, Frank Reich and Cliff. Frank Reich never got a good quarterback in Indy. Outside of Andrew Luck, who he never really got to coach because Andrew Luck ended up retiring. Yeah. But I mean, then he gets
he got Phillip Rivers, then he got Jacoby Brissett, then he got Carson Wentz, then your boy Matt Ryan.
Well, Jacoby was first. Jacoby was first after Andrew Luck retired. Then Phillip Rivers, then Carson Wentz, then Matt Ryan.
Oof.
But, I mean, the guy's never had, like, consistent head coaching. And I do think that he kind of lost the locker room this year. And I think he lost the locker room because, like, he was the guy that, like, put his name behind Carson Wentz. And the Carson Wentz thing didn't work out. And I think fucking people kind of, like, stopped
he didn't want to trade him either, so.
Yeah, so I think he kind of lost guys after that. But I still think the guy's a hell of a head coach, dude. I mean, we saw what he did with Indy in the previous years. So I think that's the way the Cardinals got to go. As far as the Niners are concerned, though, I mean, we talked about it last night. As far as like an NFC favorite, fully healthy, we all thought the Niners are probably the best team, and I think they proved it tonight, man. Like, they beat the shit out of a division rival in prime time, 10-point favorites. I mean, the game wasn't even close after the second quarter. What's your thoughts on the Niners?
Yeah, they're getting healthy. Did Armstead play tonight?
No, I don't think he did.
Yeah, and they're doing all this without him. So,
Yep.
yeah, man. As long as Jimmy G don't turn the ball over, he puts the ball in those playmakers' hands. Brandon Ayuk is stepping up. He's looking like a legit number 2. We all know Kittle is a top 3, 4 tight end. Debo is back healthy. They see him Christian McCaffrey. They O line is good outside of the right tackle. He played all right tonight, but he's the only suspect. CJ said
What's
all
his
the time.
name?
Only suspect
McGlinchey?
thing about the O line is that right tackle. They got
McGlinchey?
the run game. I don't know, man. This team healthy. It's gonna be hard to beat them at home on the road because they run the ball and they play damn good defense, and that could beat anybody, anywhere, anytime. And all they need is a quarterback to not turn the ball over.
Yeah, that's that's true. And I mean, to be honest, Jimmy Garoppolo looked great today.
Yeah, he looked good. 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, he
He
was.
broke his streak.
To be honest,
CJ always
he
bring
was.
it up. He hasn't gone 3 games without a turnover. He's finally done that.
To be honest, he was throwing to like wide open guys. So I mean, it was pretty easy. But still, I mean, he had to like make the correct throws and stuff. Yeah, I think the Niners are the best team. Honestly, I think they would be a favorite against any team in the NFC. Even like if they were to go to Philly, I think they would be like a 1 point favorite. That's how good the Niners are, fully healthy.
And they are, man. Because man, when they get Armstead back, they D line coach. He better be the highest paid D line coach in football.
Well, I mean, they got a lot of talent on that D line.
But they also lost some of that talent too, and they just keep finding guys, developing guys.
They just keep drafting guys. I mean, they drafted Kinlaw in the first round, and then they draft Drake Jackson, who should have been a first rounder. I mean, he's a first round talent without a doubt.
Yeah,
So,
and he's not even getting a lot of snaps, and he's got more production than most rookies. So,
yep, he's starting to get more snaps now, though.
well, that's good.
For sure, getting more snaps. All right, let's talk about some college football. So first and foremost, Minnesota survives 62-61 against Cal Baptist. Had to sweat that one out, man. I had for those that don't follow college basketball, Cal Baptist was a 1.5 point favorite in this game because Minnesota's best player, Battle, wasn't supposed to play, ends up playing. So I took Minnesota plus 1.5, and they cover and win outright. So that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. 62-61 in overtime, man. Let's take
Good
it.
win.
Let's take it. Golden Gophers, baby. But that's not good. Cal Baptist, by the way, brand new to Division I basketball. This is gonna be the first year they're eligible for the NCAA tournament.
Where they at? Chicago?
Now they're in California, bro. Cal Baptist out of Riverside.
Shit, I don't know.
11,000 students on that campus.
Damn.
I know, that's what I said too. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot for a
Like
school I ain't
little
never heard of.
Yeah. They play in the WAC, which is a good conference, by the way. So, New Mexico State won that conference last year. New Mexico State last year was one of the best teams, top 25 team.
Yeah, they not in the Mountain West no more?
Who?
New Mexico State.
Nah.
Wait, no, New Mexico's in the Mountain West. My bad.
Yeah, New Mexico Aggies are in the Mountain West. Anyways, we'll be talking a lot more college basketball once football's over. But let's talk some college football. So some news broke. I don't know how real it is because Lane Kiffin quoted the dude and said that his sources are wrong.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we've seen Lane Kiffin do this before and then jump ship. So it wouldn't surprise me that if after the game against Mississippi State, if Lane Kiffin...
Yeah, bro, this is just the classic deflection. Every coach that we've heard say, the last 10 coaches, oh, I'm not going nowhere. All I'm thinking about is this place. I'm committed to such and such university. Week or two later, breaking news.
Yep. So do you think that Lane Kiffin's going to Auburn?
I wouldn't be surprised because Auburn's been looking for a coach. They swung and missed with Dion last year. They ended up hiring Harsin. We knew he wasn't going to last because he was barely meeting expectations at Boise State. I don't know why they hired him in the first place. And then Lane ain't really feeling Tennessee like that, honestly, because I mean not Ole Miss. He called out the fan base a couple weeks ago for as far as their attendance and the game day atmosphere, and when we get a lead, you guys start leaving. You're not as in tune with the game. And he said that affects the players on the same note, which is true. Players get more motivated when they come out to a full crowd, a rocking crowd, especially when they're at home.
Yep.
So I think he's setting up his exit out of Ole Miss, because another big thing too is he missed out on Arch Manning, and he put all his eggs in that basket to get him too. So, and even if he leaves Ole Miss, their recruiting is going to take a hit, but they still got a good foundation. They got Michael Trigg, they got Jackson Dart.
I mean, those guys will probably leave though.
Offense. I think honestly they need to go with a defensive head coach and hire a good OC, because that's their only problem is the defensive side of the ball. They just got fucking destroyed by Arkansas.
Yeah.
Was like 42-6, some shit like that.
Yeah, that was nasty.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. Honestly, I just think this dude wanted to be first and he just leaked it out, but I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves.
Yeah, I think the one thing, if you're Lane Kiffin, and like I was kind of thinking about this after the news, is like, and let me ask you this. Do you think that it would be difficult for Lane Kiffin to continue recruiting, because every place he goes to, he like up and leaves for the next best thing?
No, because that's coaching. That's college football now too, with the transfer portal.
Yeah, but if you're a kid getting recruited, you're like, well, if I go here, he might leave.
Get it. It's definitely going to have a negative impact, but it's not going to impact him to the point where he can't recruit. Everywhere he's been, he's recruited. Tennessee, even when he was an offensive coordinator at USC, he went out and got 4 and 5 star talent, racked it up.
Yeah.
Always stacked QBs on top of each other. So he's a proven recruiter. It might take a hit with his relationships in that state as far as the high school coaches and him being able to come back and recruit that specific area or that part of the country. But, time, money heals all, makes you forget about a lot of shit. So I think he'll be all right. Now, I don't know what type of class he'll be able to salvage at Auburn right now. He would have to hit the portal heavy like he did at Ole Miss to try to get some success that first year if he is leaving. But I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves, because Ole Miss, for real, let's just be real, bro. That's not a destination job. You gotta be like if Hugh Freeze didn't get caught doing all that extracurricular stuff, he'll still be employed at Ole Miss. I think a coach like Lane Kiffin wants a bigger job, and plus, he wants to challenge Saban every year, which he could have did at Ole Miss, but he has a better shot at doing that at Auburn. They get better talent.
Yeah, way more resources at Auburn. That's
and those boosters willing to spend because they want to keep up with Alabama. They have crazy expectations.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think with the resources they have, I mean, we've seen it before when they had Cam Newton, right? Like, that is a team that won a national championship less than a decade ago.
Well, Bama fans call him Scam Newton. He's the best college football player ever that money could buy.
I mean, come on, man.
Oh, man, that was a good special. If you
only
ever watch Roll Tide War Eagle, you'll know what I'm talking about.
If only we could see the skeletons in Alabama's closet.
Oh, they got plenty of them.
Yeah, it would not be very pretty, dude. So they can all kiss my ass for what it's worth. All right, let's talk some Heisman Trophy, dude. So Hendon Hooker, unfortunately, goes down on Saturday.
My heart goes out to the kid. Hopefully, it doesn't affect his draft status too much. It didn't affect Jamison Williams, and he got hurt in the national championship game, and he still went first round. So if a lot of boards still had him in their top 2-3 QBs or as a first round top 20 pick, hopefully he could still be that. But even if he falls and can go in the second, of course it's going to cost him some millions, but he could go to a great situation. Yeah. He could go to the Giants. He could go to maybe Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Going first round doesn't always guarantee you success. It just guarantees you a lot of money. So, but honestly, it's further out enough to know how he's going to respond by draft time. They'll know if he's going to be ready for training camp or he be able to practice stuff like that. So I think he'll be all right. But yeah, it sucks because he was the Heisman front runner.
Well, he was the front runner until the Georgia game. After the Georgia game, it was C.J. Stroud. Now after last Saturday, we're seeing Caleb Williams really move up in the market. And let me put this out there: the market doesn't really dictate who's gonna win because obviously this is a voted on award.
Yeah.
So the market is just telling you what the bettors and the money's telling you who they think is gonna win. Right now, depending on the book, I mean, you're seeing C.J. Stroud anywhere from minus 114 to plus 110, and then you're seeing Caleb Williams anywhere from minus 130 to plus 125. So Caleb made a huge jump. I mean, 4 weeks ago, Caleb Williams was like plus 1,300. So if you got in on Caleb Williams, then you made a great fucking killing. Now,
one dude bet, I forgot, I was watching a YouTube channel, but one dude bet USC, I think 80-1 or 90-1, either to make the playoffs or win the championship. So his ticket is.
Nah, that's to win the championship. Definitely.
Yeah, okay. Has some life.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
I took Caleb Williams before the season started, plus 800. And then he went up to like plus 1,300. So I didn't even get the best number. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, it's definitely better than what it is now.
Yeah.
Hendon Hooker, I mean, he's not even listed anymore. He's basically done. Like, there's no chance he could win.
Yes, no chance for him to win the Heisman. Damn, he came into the season 6,000-1.
Yeah, dude, pretty incredible. And that's unfortunate what happened, man. And
yeah,
Tennessee, I mean, they had like a dream season going on, and then it all just came crashing down after that Georgia game, man. With that being said, though, I mean, outside of C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams, do you think anybody else has a chance to win the Heisman? We got
Blake Corum was getting a lot of hype, but he's hurt, so I don't know how much he's going to play against Ohio
He's still
State.
third. Plus 2,000.
Yeah, Max Duggan, he's going to be in the conversation because he's leading
Plus
the undefeated TCU, and he's played fairly well in all their big games. If I had to go with a top 5 right now, it'll be Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud, probably Max Duggan. No receivers really tearing it up like that. And I think North Carolina just lost to Georgia Tech. So
yeah, Drake
Downs did have a shot that knocked him out.
Drake May had last week he was 3rd in the market. Now he's 7th. After
he had a terrible game too. He only passed for like 200 yards. So honestly, outside of, we don't know what Corum's going to do against OSU. So right now, if I had to go with a top 4, it'll probably have to be Caleb, CJ, Max Duggan because he's leading the undefeated team, and let me see. Wait, it is a receiver doing pretty good, but I don't think he's gonna win. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I've seen Marvin Harrison on people's like top 4 Heisman, but he's not even listed in the market. So I don't know if that's a pretty safe bet. Max Duggan is 4th favorite. Bo Nix is 5th.
Bo Nix played though. He had a bag. Well, he was. A lot of people say he was playing on one leg against Utah, but he still didn't have a good game. So I think that knocked him out.
Yeah, he was hella banged up. Caleb Williams, though, I mean, I think this is Caleb or CJ's to lose. I think this is the thing, dude, is Caleb had his Heisman moment against UCLA, and now CJ is going to get his opportunity against Michigan. CJ hasn't looked good against top talent.
Yeah, and then that game against Northwestern might have cost him too because he only had 80-some yards passing.
Yeah, but they could say, well, he was playing in the fucking win. But I mean, even last week against Maryland, 18 of 30, 241 yards, 1 touchdown. And then you look at all, like he got a ton of stats in, like.
Yeah, games against like Kent State and
the game against Toledo, he like put up 7 touchdowns. It's like
Toledo games like that.
Or he put up 5 passing touchdowns against Toledo, 5 against Wisconsin, 6 against Michigan State, 4 against Iowa, which is actually pretty solid. Iowa's really good defense, and then 5 against Indiana. Outside of that, he only has 1, 2, 4, 6, 10 touchdowns in 1, 2, 3.
What was his stats versus
4,
Penn State?
5, 6 games. Against Penn State, he was 26 of 33, 354 yards, 1 passing touchdown.
Okay.
That was a lot of their defense. Their defense won that game.
He had a solid game, though, because he made some pretty damn good throws in that second half when they was teetering on losing the momentum that they had. But yeah, it's going to come down to Caleb and CJ Stroud, in my opinion, because Blake Corn would have been in it, but he's hurt, so I think that just knocks him out of it. So these last 2 games,
Caleb has more passing yards. He has
more rushing touchdowns.
He has more total touchdowns. And he has that huge game against UCLA.
Yeah, and the completion percentages are almost the same. I know Caleb's like 65. I think CJ is close to 70 though, right?
Caleb is 65%, but against top 25 teams, 67%. CJ Stroud, let's see where he's at. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. CJ Stroud against top 25 teams, 74% completion, but he's at 66% for the entire year.
Yeah, so they're pretty. Yeah, so
they're pretty damn.
You
close.
gotta when you factor in the legs and the playmaking outside the pocket, off script, and I think CJ has 1 more passing touchdown.
Yeah, two more passing touchdowns.
2 more. Yeah, I think this weekend and conference championship weekend is gonna decide who wins it. Now Caleb is. I think the Pac-12 championship is on a Friday night, so all eyes will be on Caleb that night on a neutral field in Vegas. So,
yep.
And he might be playing against Oregon secondary or Utah secondary. That's Swiss cheese. So,
Utah's done, dude.
They don't have no shot at making it no more.
Nah, because Oregon holds a tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, even if Oregon loses, huh? Damn.
Yeah. So it's USC versus Oregon no matter what.
No, because if Oregon loses, then what's the name has a shot.
No, it doesn't matter because then both would have 2 Pac-12 losses, but Oregon beat
Washington
Utah.
would have a shot if they beat Washington State if Oregon loses.
But Washington, they lost to UCLA.
Utah would have to lose too. Then damn.
Yeah, because Washington lost to They lost to UCLA, and who else did they lose to? They lost to Arizona State.
Damn, they did lose Arizona State, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was a terrible loss. So I'm pretty sure that the Pac-12 championship. I know one thing I do know is that USC's in because they're done with Pac-12 play.
Yeah, USC is guaranteed to get in. All they had to do was beat UCLA.
Yep, and they are in it to win it now. So we'll see what happens there. College football playoff rankings tomorrow. What do you think the ranking? What is your top 4 teams for the college football playoff as of this week?
Tomorrow is going to be Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Michigan 3, TCU 4, and USC will be 5.
You think USC will jump LSU?
Yeah, they got to jump LSU because the only thing that was holding USC back is they didn't have a marquee win against a top 20, a top 10, top 15, or top 25 school. They did it on the road. UCLA was ranked what, 12th, 11th or 12th?
I think 16th.
Okay, and they were on the road technically, so it's a road win, a top. Even though LSU beat Bama, they still have 2 losses, and that one loss is a blowout loss, so that's not gonna hold up well for them. And then on top of that, they got to play Georgia in the SEC championship, and they struggled against Arkansas.
Yeah, they LSU, to be honest, we talked about it last week. I mean, their biggest wins have been at home. They don't really have a big road win this year. So I think that kind of like puts USC over them too, because USC loses by 1 point on the road at Utah, and then they win outright against UCLA. In my opinion, that like puts them over. Now LSU's having a great season, dude. Don't get me wrong. Jaden Daniels has been phenomenal. He's been a lot better than I expected.
Me too.
He's playing really well. But I think at the end of the day, unless LSU beats Georgia, and that would be worst case scenario, dude, for USC. Because if LSU beats Georgia, they'll put Georgia and LSU in the college football playoff. The only way USC gets in is if TCU loses.
You loses, yeah.
So that's worst case scenario, bro. We do not want to see that happen. We need Georgia to win decisively against LSU, and we need TCU to lose in the Big 12 championship to Kansas State.
Yeah, because I think they're gonna who they got this weekend? Iowa State.
Yeah.
Iowa State just can't score enough points. They got the defense, they just don't have the offense, so that's why TCU will win that game.
Yep, I agree. They almost beat Texas, though. They almost beat Texas. So
they did.
You got to keep that in mind. All right. Got anything else? Texas A&M. The recruit the guy that hit the transfer portal.
Yeah, that's the first of many. Jimbo Seed is going to start warming up. He probably gets another year, maybe 2. His contract is guaranteed, but they got oil money in Texas A&M. So, and then if you look at that stadium against UMass, that was pitiful.
Dude.
When the fans start checking out, and that's the first domino to fall, you start losing players, and then you start losing the support of the boosters and the admins. Then that's when you lose your job. So Jimbo definitely.
Everyone keeps saying like, "Oh, well, they gotta pay him. But it's like, dude, they got enough money to like.
Yeah, dog. It's Texas A&M. It's a private university. They got boosters up there. You know what? They got oil money. Money is not any big time Texas school. Money doesn't dictate any of their moves at all. I think Texas is still paying 2 coaches that they fired, and they still hired Sarkisian and probably paying him $6-7 million, probably $8 million a year. So let's just be real. When it's time to move on from Jimbo, Texas A&M will move on from Jimbo. But yeah, expect a lot of transfers from A&M. They barely beat UMass. Well, they beat them 20-3, but there was a 35, 36 point favorite.
Yeah.
So
they were a huge favorite.
And it was only 10-3 at halftime. So that just goes to show if UMass had any type of offense, they could have won that game.
Yeah, they don't have any offense, too. Like, they're literally like the worst offense in fucking FBS, dude.
So he's definitely on the hot seat. It's not looking I don't know what he's going to do, but he has to do something. He's going to lose recruits basically sort of simple fact that he has to, because they're not firing him, so he's going to have to replace a majority, if not all of his staff. He might just keep like the best recruiters or might keep like the O-line coach or the OC or something, but technically he calls the plays. I think he needs to stop calling plays and just focus on building a good oiled rail run program, because if he keeps calling plays, they just gonna keep getting the same results. And I don't want to hear nothing else about him being a QB guru or QB whisperer, because he ain't produced a good quarterback since Jameis Winston. And a lot of folks think Jameis could have been that good of a player no matter who coached him. So let's just in that talk too. So I don't know. Might be time to pack him up pretty soon.
All right, we got some action tomorrow.
MAC action.
Yeah, we got Ohio versus Bowling Green. And if Ohio wins, they're going to the MAC title game.
Mm-hmm.
Bowling Green coming off the big win against Toledo, right? Toledo is arguably the best team in the MAC. However, big thing is Curtis Rourke, quarterback for Ohio, got hurt last game. He's probably the second best quarterback in the MAC behind
the dude from Toledo.
Yeah, the dude from Toledo, who was hurt last week, by the way. He wasn't 100%. So I don't know if he's playing yet. I'm trying to get an update on it. Trying to figure out. But You gotta lean on this one.
I would lean Bowling Green +7 if that QB doesn't play. But if that QB plays, then you got to take Ohio -7 because I think they're at home too.
Yeah, it's at Ohio.
Yeah, and
Bowling Green
defense-
wins too. So this is to determine who plays in the MAC championship.
Yeah, honestly, I might go with the over. Honestly, the over under is 55, and both of these offenses damn near average 30 points a game, and they give up 30 points a game.
Yeah, but if there's the snow, dude, if it's snowing, is it snowing for sure?
No, I don't think it's snowing. It says 39 degrees though.
The Ohio's coach Albin did say at his press conference he's optimistic that Rourke will play.
If Rourke plays, give me Ohio. But if he doesn't play, I like that under 55.
Yeah.
And plus, Ohio's on like a 6-7 game winning streak too.
Yeah, they've been really good, dude. They have one of the best offenses in the MAC for sure. But I mean, they have
and the backup didn't look bad against Ball State, but Ball State is not a good team though. So
yeah, Ball State is not a good team.
and they play Miami of Ohio right now, who's super Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So
yeah, Miami plays. They have a good defensive team, but they do. They do struggle.
Ain't it?
Yeah, they do struggle on offense, dude. They're not very efficient, and they're not explosive at all. And that's the one thing Ohio's good at is like they're very explosive. They're one of the most explosive passing teams in the country. So that changes a lot.
Over under in that game is 44.
Damn, that means that's weird because that means they're expecting hella snow, or they're not expecting Rourke to play. But if Rourke was not playing, then
no, this is Miami of Ohio.
Oh,
versus Ball State. Now,
yeah, no, that's pretty.
Rourke plays. I think they expect him to play because they wouldn't be -7 if he wasn't playing.
Yeah, no, that's a tough line. But if you take that -6.5, -7, and he doesn't play, dude, all bad because Bowling Green is a decent
honestly,
team.
I would take the under 50, over 55.
Yeah, I kind of agree. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Join us tomorrow night. We'll be doing our NFL preview and pick show. We'll have Big Ball and Ben Larson back. Be going through a handful of NFL games. We had an excellent week last week, so we hope to continue that over. And then Wednesday, Irvin and I will be back. We'll be doing the college football preview show. We're both kind of on the over for the Ohio Bowling Green game tomorrow. A lot of it has to do with Rourke's status. If Rourke plays, I feel more comfortable taking Ohio. But with that being said, follow us on Twitter at SwervinIrvinTSP, at Jordan Rules TSP. Follow us on Instagram at Taproom Sports Podcast. Just follow us on all the socials, man. We'll be putting bets out, we putting plays out. So let's get this. Y'all have a blessed. What's tomorrow? Tuesday. Woo! This week this is a crazy week, man. It got me all fucked up. But
this week gonna go by fast because Thanksgiving.
Yep. Y'all have a blessed Tuesday. Let's get it. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's go.